Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to this special event for our brokers and RESP accredited salesperson. So, tonight topic is very special as I mentioned on our last Zoom event. Tonight, very special kasi pag-usapan natin about project selling. And not only just a project selling, but very intensive learning, project selling mastery, no? So, from A to Z, kumbaga, project selling 101, but more on mastery talaga. So, again, this is your broker, Samuel Olao. So, in project selling, in brokerage, in real estate kasi marami tayong specialization, di ba? We sell market or we call it general brokerage. We also have project selling. We also have rental leasing. Tsaka we also have appraisal, on consultancy, and many more. But tonight, we focus on the project selling. In project selling, confidence comes from clarity. If you cannot explain the numbers and documents clearly to your client, wala silang trust sa'yo. Kaya tonight, objectives natin is isa-isa natin i-explain sa mga listener natin ngayon. You don't need to memorize. What I advise is you just absorb it by your heart to understand everything para when you deal with your client or if you're a broker, you're going to re-echo this to your agents, mas madali mong ma-explain because you are going to explain it by heart. Okay? So, most agents lost deals not because of the price of the property, but karamihan dyan because they cannot explain properly. Bakit nga ba? Because kahit tayo nga broker, let us say na lang nag-PKS tayo ngayon with the SMDC project. Do you know ilan ang project ng SMDC project? More than 20 plus active project, no? So, I challenge ni isa sa atin dito, walang makamemorize after the PKS. So, if you have a client asking from you, next tanong mo talagang wala, no? Minsan nga, pag may nagtanong sa atin ng DMCI, kukuha tayo ng info, and yun na ipo-forward natin, parang copy-paste, copy-paste. Kaya nga, sabi, dapat focus. Dapat may focus project tayo kasi we cannot have mastery for everything. So tonight, pag-usapan natin, number 1, yung mga payment terms, charges, process flow, legality, pagdating sa project selling. So isa-isa natin yan, no? We're gonna fix those things. So developer price list 101. Yung terms, discount, tsaka yung mga sinasabing biglaang charges, hidden charge daw. So understanding the price list. Break down what agent must know. Gross price, net price, discount, like magkano bang discount pag cash? Magkano bang discount pag nag-spot DP? Or ano ba yung mga promo? VAT inclusion or exclusion. Transport charges, miscellaneous expenses, no? Dapat kasama yan. So, and every price list na ibinigay, meron tayong tinatawag palagi na unit price. The unit price is not the whole cost. Meron pa yan sa price list, meron unit price. May taxes, may miscellaneous expenses. Lalabas yung total contract price. Kaya dapat alam natin yung total contract price or gross price. What is that? Alam natin yung net price, kung anong less taxes and other, ano yung unit price. Magkano ba, let's say, a 3 million condo, if I pay cash as a buyer, magkano bang discount? Based on the unit price or based on the TCP? Yung discount na halimbawa 10%. Saan, no? Or pag nag-spot DP ako ng 2080, 20% down payment, spot DP ako, magkano ba yung bigay na 5% discount? Is it deducted on the DP or is it deducted on the TCP? Pag may promo, lalo na ngayon, oversupply mga condo, maraming nagbibigay ng promo, no? So, dapat alam natin yan. Next is yung VAT. Kailan ba yung threshold magiging vatable or non-vatable yung isang property for sale natin? And all of these mga charges din, minsan hindi natin ma-explain bakit ba may charges yung unit cost ko is ano lang 3.8, but nagiging 4.5? Example lang to ha. Yun pala, may mga miscellaneous expense like 5% o 6% miscellaneous expenses. Anong inclusive doon? That's taxes and transfer cost, notarial, what so and so. Pero may VAT pa. Kaya biglang tumaas 4 million plus. Minsan may additional miscellaneous pa yan. Ano pa yung additional? Upon turnover, meron pa tayong tinatawag na move-in fee para sa condominium association dues in advance, sa reimbursement sa fire extinguishers, sa utilities and others. Yung iba pa, during the payment terms, pag nag-avail ang buyer ng bank financing or pag-ibig financing, minsan yung hindi nakasulat sa computation sheets natin yung bank charges, no? So, dapat alam. Kaya para maiwasan is dapat humingi tayo ng validated computation sheets galing sa developer. Nandoon yung computation pag spot cash, nandoon yung computation pag spot down payment, nandoon yung computation pag deferred payment or ano yung promo. At dapat nandoon yung pag ang balance is payable through bank, minsan ang developer gumagawa na ng estimated monthly amortization. Like say 15 years to pay, magkano, 20 years, 30 years, magkano. So, pero may disclaimer naman yan. So what is important here, tayo as a broker or as a salesperson, we know how to explain, we understand this, what is written in the computation sheets. Kasi bigay lang tayo ng bigay, parang simply walang ka feeling, no? And by the way, if you really love it, you can use the computation sheet as a trial closing. Pang trial closing natin, that would be another topic, no? Now, common hidden charges, agents forget or broker forget, nakalimutan natin, no? So, number one, transfer of title fees. So, nakalimutan natin yan. Is it part of miscellaneous or hindi? Dapat alam na, transparent, black and white. Bank charges pag nag-loan tayo, is it kasama sa miscellaneous or if not? Baka mabigla na lang si buyer na may bank charges yan na 5% or 6%. May MRI pa, may fire insurance pa, no? Utility connection fees upon move-in of the house or the condo. Association dues na bayaran 6 months advance or 1 year advance. Parking price is also separated, no? So, dapat alam natin. Plus the VAT issue. Very, very important. So, most of it may tinatawag na move-in fee pag turnover ng unit. Kaya dapat alam natin because these are the common hidden numbers na hindi na-explain properly ng mga broker tsaka agent sa buyer. So, dapat never quote monthly amortization without clarifying all the charges. And you must need to master this. You must understand. If you ask computation from developer, dapat at intindihin mo, dapat you understand it. Pag may mga questions, tanong, don't hesitate to ask the person in charge from the developer, no? Kaya minsan, I advise 2 days, 3 days ahead before your appointment with your client, you secured na in advance the computation. So, type of payment terms. Para you can also use it in your closing. Pag medyo malakihan siya, you can also offer na, okay, Mr. Buyer, medyo mabigat ba yung spot down payment natin? Kahit may 10% discount, don't worry. We can still give you 5% discount. Meron kaming payment terms na deferred payments, 24 months to pay. Meron tayong in-house financing. Tsaka, when tayo, we also accept through bank or through Pag-ibig financing. So you need to memorize. We'll have another topic for the financing, all about financing. But as of this, dapat you need to understand ano yung mga available from your bank or from your developer. Spot cash, deferred cash, ilang months, in-house financing, anong rate, is it straight or diminishing? Bank financing, sino ba yung accredited bank natin as a developer? Baka sinabi ng developer accredited, yun pala hindi accredited. So magbabayad pa ng appraisal fee. Pag-ibig is pag sinabi natin accredited, yun pala hindi pa sila accredited ng Pag-ibig. Sinabi natin na 1090, 10% equity, 90% loanable, yun pala 2080. So let's not assume, no? So we need to get all this information from the developer 2-3 days ahead. Avoid misrepresentation kasi this is numbers. Isang pagkamali, it could lose our title, no? Kasi kasama yan sa pinirmahan. If we presented something and we say something, lagot ang integrity natin tsaka trust factor ng buyer to the broker or to the agent. Kaya hopefully dapat before kumbaga bago tayo mag-meet sa buyer 2-3 days in advance, we secure all the black and white information, we review, understand it, and let's visualize that we are presenting to our client. Again, let's do visualization. Let's visualize how we are going to present to our client, no? The moment you can visualize the presentation and you do the flow of the presentation to the closing, so it's just like the athletes, no, running the 100-meter dash na nakapikit na visualize nilang tumakbo running to the finish line. Tayo, we're presenting running towards the closing and signing of the computation sheet as conforming reservation, no? Okay. So let's go to the flow. Sample computation tayo, ha. Sample. Usually non-refundable yung reservation fee. Kaya huwag tayong magkamali na magsabi na reservation fee, don't worry, it's refundable. In majority, 99.9% reservation fee are not refundable. And it's only between 30 days. Karamihan 30 days. Minsan lang yung 15 days, but karamihan 30 days. So example is TCP, 3 million. Reservation standard would be 20,000 to 50,000. So it depends on the mechanics ng developer. The down payment, which sometimes tinatawag nila equity, the down payment is 20%. So what's the 20% of the 3 million? 3 million is 600. Ang reservation fee usually binabawas sa down payment. So labas 580. If the down payment is payable 24 months, so it would be 24,167 per month. So di ba malinaw? Minsan may mga laro dyan na ladderize. Mababa masyado yung first 6 months, next tataas, next every 6 months aakyat yung monthly, no? May condo nga ngayon nag-launch na as low as less than 3,000 ang monthly. But again, as a broker agent, ingat tayo. We need to present the full number. Let's not attract the buyer with the speculation na it's only less than 3,000 per month. Yun pala biglang akyat, balon yung payment. Sa dulo, kawawa naman si buyer kasi ma-default lang yung payment niya, no? Hindi siya makapagtuloy sa investment niya to the end. Later, pag-usapan natin yung topic default. Okay? So, I want na we need to be honest as a broker agents with the numbers that we are presenting. Let's not mislead our buyer with a low entry. Parang pinapasok lang natin, palang trap lang. Later on pala, they cannot afford or they are not bankable. Okay, so we need to make sure na hanggang sa dulo, kaya nila magpa-loan takeout. that is a responsible broker, no? An agent. We have our conscience to help talaga our client. Now, loan take out 80%. So the 80% of 3 million to 40. To show them example, if the bank rate is 7% and if the terms is nilalaro natin sa 20 years, so let us say, hold on ha, may hindi nakapasok lang. Paki-manage sa guest natin pagpasok ha. So bank rate is 20 years, estimate monthly would be 18,000 to 20,000. So, yung hindi pa nakapag-download ng loan calculator, please download. Okay? Please download. You practice running a sample computation. You factor in the number of years, 15 years, 20, 25, 30. So, ang pwedeng magbago-bago dito are the loanable amount, the bank rate, and the terms. Every time you make adjustment, nagbabago yung rate. So, you practice para during the time you presented to your client, yung computation is nasa 20 years. Sabi ng client, I think too low, kaya kong magbayad more. Can you please run me 15 years? Kaya ko 25,000 per month. Let us say the scenario, I can afford to pay 25,000 per month. Mga ilang years terms kaya? Is it 10 years or is it 15 years or 13 years? So at least more or less, Mr. Buyer, based on our loan calculator, you can have it 15 years term. So at least you can show it in real time, no? Tsaka pag nagtanong ang client, meaning interested yon. Principal, this agent must know rough estimate of the amortization rates. Dapat i-master natin yan. If you keep on using the loan calculator, mamamaster mo na rin yun, no? How interest affect the monthly? How terms affect monthly? As I mentioned earlier, let's download our loan calculator and let's practice changing the interest or running it, changing the terms hanggang 30 years, no? The common naman is 15, 20, 25, 30. So client asks, how much monthly? So you can answer it confidently, no? Pero always disclaimer, more or less ito yung lumabas sa loan calculator. But the final is with the bank. Okay, so we're done with the number. This time, pag-usapan natin yung flow of documentation naman in project selling. Very important din to kasi pag nagkamali tayo ng mga document, nako lagot, no? Baka mawala pa yung investment ng ahente, ng buyer, or we cannot also collect our commission. So explain visually like a timeline, no? Explain properly ano yung mga documentation, like client chooses a unit. After the client chooses a unit, they pay the reservation fee like 20,000. So after buyer paid the 20,000, he signed the same day a reservation agreement. Okay, after the reservation agreement, next on that is kasama dyan yung sample computation sheets para may idea na siya. Then within 30 days, magbayad siya sa down payment niya. Either the down payment, it could be one time or deferred, or it could be yung 24 months to pay. So during that time na magbigay siya ng post-dated check kasama yung mga requirements niya, is also to sign the contract to sell. So pag-usapan natin what are those contract to sell. And then dapat malaman niya yung the next 24 months or the next 3 years construction period. So dapat alam natin yung milestone as promised by developer. So if it's 2 years to pay, kasi 12-story lang, kailan ba yung groundbreaking, kailan ba yung expectation of turnover, dapat it must be transparent from developer, no? Kunin natin from developer. Then, loan takeout, if it's 24 months, kailan ba tayo mag-process for the bank application or for the pag-ibig application para lumabas yung LOG or letter of guarantee. So in standard practice, minus 6 tayo if it's 24 months, minus 6 on the 18th month. So kumbaga 6 months prior to turnover, we start processing your loan application para loan takeout so that 2-3 months labas yung LOG mo, may submit na natin sa developer, no? Yung turnover stage. So in the usual turnover stage, nandoon yung once may LOG na tayo, nagkaroon tayo ng scheduled viewing, funds listing sa unit natin para to check if we accept it or we don't accept kasi meron tayong mga ipapaayos, no? So kasama yan sa turnover area. Then after that, deed of absolute sales also, no, na pipirmahan. So mamaya pag-usapan natin what's the difference between CTS and the DUAS, the deed of absolute sales. And of course, the title transfer. So project selling is a stage ownership. Hindi yon pagmamadali, no, madalian. It's not. So dapat alam din natin from the developer na the moment they sign deed of absolute sales, can they promise to release the title in 6 months or 12 months? So dapat they know how or when to, no? Kasi baka minsan may developer dyan, honestly, 2 years na tayong nag-deed of sale, hindi pa lumabas yung title. So we need to know that in advance. So let's discuss the difference between CTS and DUAS. Kailan ginagamit? So usually pag nasa pre-selling stage tayo, nasa data-data pa tayo, hulug-hulugan pa, walang deed of absolute sales nangyayari. All contract sign is contract to sell. So used when property is not fully paid, project still under down payment or construction stage, the developer still retain the ownership. Pag may mali, may everything, every kosa, everything, developer pa, no? Buyer has the right to complete the payment. But minsan, may mga buyer na cannot complete the payment, nag-default, no? Nawala yung opportunity. Kaya pag-usapan naman natin mamaya yung default. So ownership transfer only after buyer fully paid. So in what aspect? So upon turnover at the end of 24 months, either the buyer pay cash or pay using the letter of guarantee from the bank or Pag-ibig or in-house financing, no? So contract to sell. So once you are fully paid because you pay cash on the balance or through LOG by the bank or Pag-ibig, then we execute deed of absolute sales. So it shows that you're officially fully paying your unit because the loan release or you pay the whole balance by cash. And then it's now ready to commence the title transfer. It could be ma-release yung title in 6 months or 12 months, especially developer, so between 6 to 12 months. So it officially transfer your ownership legally from seller, developer to the buyer. Okay, so CTS and deed of absolute sale, DUAS. Okay, sample. CTS promise to sell. DUAS, it's already a final sales. Very clear, no? Madali. Very direct. If agent cannot explain the difference of the two clearly, client lost the trust. Akala ng kliyente, na, mayroon honestly, no? May nag-ano, so, sir, wala pa yung title ko, may CTS na ako because di alam, hindi na-explain. For what reason, no? So these are the common mistake in project selling. Quoting wrong monthly, nagkakamali tayo. Naku sir, sorry ha. Kulang pala na isang zero, hindi pala 10,000, 100,000 pala. Naku, lagot tayo dyan. Not clarifying the but. It's a deal breaker. Akala ko kasi sir, hindi batable pala. May apology, no? So maybe I accept if it's in resale market. Pero if it is developer, katangaan na ng broker at ahente pag hindi mo alam batable or non-batable kasi it is our job to ask validated sample computation from the developer. So not explaining the loan takeout, that I don't really like, no? I discourage broker agents na pinapasok lang natin yung benta just because we are aiming for the maliit na commission, malaking incentives, quota, everything. Katulad ng 5 million, 10%, 5 million, 10% lang ang equity or down payment, 500,000. Sabihin natin, 5 years to pay, 60, divide 60, that's only 8,000 plus more or less per month. But the balance, 4.5 million, once you loan it to the bank at 7% at 15 years term, yung monthly mo nasa 15 to 16,000. Oh no, sorry. Yung 4.5 million, 15 years to pay, 7% interest. Yung monthly mo nasa 45,000 more or less per month. If it is through Pag-ibig, 30 years, yung monthly mo nasa mga 35 to 38,000 per month. So, kung kaya ni buyer mag-reserve ng 20,000 tsaka magbayad sa equity in 5 years ng 8,000 kasi yung income niya 30,000, which is shoot na shoot. Pero, pagdating sa loan takeout na sabihin na lang natin 35,000 amortization, dapat yung income bracket ni buyer nasa mga 100,000 more or less. Do you think yung 30,000 na sahod biglang akyat into 100,000 in just 5 years? Which is not. Kaya, in a sample computation, dapat nandoon na yung estimate magkano yung loanable amount, magkano yung amortization, magkano yung corresponding income bracket ng buyer. Para from the start pa lang, alam na niya, if I buy it now, reserve it now, I know I am bankable. I know I can apply housing loan because my income bracket pasok doon sa balance. Okay, so let's not misrepresent. We are not here to make money without conscience na sayang naman no na magalit sa atin or masaktan yung buyer because nawala yung investment niya. So better to say, let me confirm the numbers than giving a wrong information, no? So always validate. So forgetting miscellaneous fee, non-checking the license to sell, over-promising the turnover date. Okay. Yes, it's acceptable yung LTS na delay, but alam natin ibang developer nag-a-accept na sila ng holding pero hindi pa pinapasok yung check. And that is still refundable. Again, lahat yung alam natin ibang developer kumbaga letter of intent with a check. Pero hindi pa ipapasok and they will inform the buyer 1 week or 2 weeks pag lumabas na yung LTS na ipapasok na nila yung check, i-deposit na nila, which is common practice ng ibang developer, no? But what happens pag nagbago isip ang buyer? Well, that's still withdrawable na money kasi wala pang reservation, wala pang LTS, no? Kaya pag bumili kayo ng mga project na walang LTS, nako, ang laki ng laban natin. You can recover the whole amount, no? So because first thing first, bawal si developer magbenta ng mga property project na walang license to sell. Overpromise turnover. Yes, during pandemic, it's a standard. I remember during COVID, it's standard. Project delay 2 years, 3 years. It's acceptable as long na-deliver. Pero yung iba hindi talaga na-deliver kasi na-affected yung budget, yung finances and everything. Anong exit close ng buyer? Yan, DSOD can come in, no? But pag-usapan natin, is it the fault of the buyer or is it the fault of the developer? Withdrawal of the project, discontinuing the project, or is it the fault of the buyer discontinuing payment kasi nawalan ng trabaho? So pag-usapan natin yan next. Default. Handling payment default, what every agent must know. Sabi ko nga, what if during pandemic, it is the decision of the buyer na I wanted to discontinue because nawala ako ng trabaho or biglang financial problem. So, let's define default muna ha. Payment default happen when a buyer failed to pay the monthly amortization or miss scheduled payment beyond the grace period or violate the payment terms in the contract, no? So as an agent, your rules is do not panic. Do not panic. Tell your client, let's review your contract to sell, your CTS. Kung ano yung nakasulat na grace period, yung payment terms, yung mga penalty, is it tama ba doon? Baka overcharge, baka we can negotiate. Check how many payments were already made. Kasi sabihin natin, na-default siya on the, kumbaga, pinadalhan na ng letter, officially na-default na siya at the 30, halimbawa, on the 30th month, 30, no? 30th month. And then you're claiming, let's apply Maseda kasi more than 2 years. Pero when you check the statement, nakabayad lang pala siya 22 months or 23 months ang nabayaran niya totally. Hindi man lang umabot 24 months, no? So, we review Maseda on the next few slides. So, coordinate with developer or collection department. Pag-usapan, baka may remedyo pa, no? Baka you can do restructuring or grace period extend kasi pandemic. Explain buyer option clearly. So, the basic Bible is go back to the contract to sell and then talk properly to your buyer. What's the plan? Kaya pa ba niya i-continue? If kaya, magkano ba kaya niya for the meantime? If hindi talaga, then next, go visit the developer. Discuss it in what way the developer can help, no? Baka maawa pa si developer, i-stretch out pa yung payment terms niya. So the golden rules is never promise a refund without checking the law and the contract, especially the contract to sell. Because protection depends on the length of payment, amount paid, type of contract. Okay, so always go review the CTS, sit down with developer. If it's hard for you to interpret kasi ang daming legal jargon, so you sit down with your friend lawyer to help explain the legality of the contract to sell. So let's discuss Maseda law. This definition is copy-paste from the source website of DSOD. So pakibasa lang saglit ha. What? So in a nutshell, the buyer paid less than 2 years. Is he protected by Maseda? Definition is buyer is entitled to 60 days grace period. A pay unpaid installment without penalty. If unpaid after the grace period, still he can be subject for possible cancellation less than 2 years. Maseda come in buyer paid more than 2 years. Buyers entitled to additional 1 month grace period for every year or a refund of at least 50% of the total payment made. Okay? So again, always check, as I mentioned last, if 30th month na totally panadalhan na talaga siya ng cancellation and you want to use the Maseda law, check the number of months na bayaran niya. Kasi kung ang nabayaran niya is less than 24 months, naabot lang ng 30th month kasi in-apply yung grace period, tsaka naawa pa si developer or na-busy si developer, hindi nahabol kaagad, no? So, additional 5% per year after 5 years, masyado ano na yan, no? But in karamihan kasi, ang pre-selling nasa 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, up to 5 years pa lang naman. So, does Maseda law apply to equity, down payment, installment? On the definition kasi walang nakasulat na it must be applied only on the total contract price. But sinabi naman na the Maseda law apply to real estate sales on installment, including residential house and lot, condominium unit, residential lot. It protects buyer who pay in installment under the contract to sell. Mamaya may mga jargon tayong pag-usapan, no? I'm not a lawyer. Disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer. I'm only an MA. Murag abogado, no? In Bisaya. But I'm not lawyer. This is just based on experience. But pag may mga legal question, we just validate it with a expert with a legal expert, no? So, legal principle ng Maseda law applies when there is a contract to sell, the buyer is paying in installment, the property is residential, and the buyer has paid at least 2 years of installment. Okay? 2 years. So, does equity down payment installment counted? Yes. If the equity down payment is payable in installment, it is part of the installment sales structure. The buyer is under a CTS. The property is residential. Equity installment is considered part of the total installment, total payment, no? Total contract price. Let's do sample computation. 3 million, equity 20%, 600. Let's say payable in 36 months. Nag-default, already paid 30 months. So 2 years and 6 months. Maseda come in, buyer paid more than 2 years of installment. It is residential property and it is under installment structure. So ang labas, ganito. Since paid more than 2 years, buyers entitled for grace period for 1 month, grace period for every year paid. Paid 2.5 years, installment to at least 2 months grace period. Still, hindi nakabayad kaya na-canceled. So, number 2, refund option. If canceled, minimum 50% of the total payment made. So, magkano ba? 600 times 30 over 36, 500,000. More or less approximately, the refund of 50% of 500,000 would be 250,000. Developer must follow the proper cancellation procedure. But again, na hindi automatic na 250 ang makukuha kaagad ng mga buyer. Kasi si developer marunong na rin. Alam na nila ang Maseda law. Kaya you need to review the contract to sell or the CTS. Kasi in that aspect, nakasulat karamihan doon na in the option na cancel yung on the Maseda law 50% nakasulat doon na may mga charges na pwede nilang i-charge, no? Kasi syempre nagbawas, kumbaga nag-expenses din si developer, nagbigay na siya ng commission sa mga broker, saka agents, nagbigay na yan ng mga incentives, travel, cash, gadgets, nagbigay na yan ng notarial fee. Tsaka pag nagpa-cancel ka, may another cancellation fee yan for the notary public, no? Kaya merong mga legal way to deduct from your refund. Kaya minsan yung 50% mo binawasan sa mga qualified na expenses na pwedeng ibawas, kunti na lang matera. Because, again, it's legit naman talaga, no? Halimbawa, what is the 5% of 3 million? It's 150,000. So that's the commission of the broker. Almost done na ito. So ang naibigay din siguro na, if it is around 80%, so ang naibigay na rin na commission ng developer to the broker and agent is 80% of 150,000 na nasa 100 to 120,000. Plus the incentives pa ng mga naibigay. So talagang hindi maliit na lang matatanggap, expect on that, no? So important clarification. Maseda law does not apply to commercial unit, industrial lot, bank finance amortization, rent to own not structured as CTS, reservation fee alone if not CTS yet. Kaya majority reservation hindi accepted. Let's go to the word rent to own, not structured as CTS. Very thin line. I'm not a lawyer, but very thin line. Dapat yung developer, pretty sure developer are using this already, no? With their expertise, with their lawyer, yung the word legal way, dapat yung rent to own scheme nila is not structured like a contract to sell. Kasi if the rent to own is structured like a contract to sell, nako, pasok siya sa Maseda law. lalo na ngayon in Manila, in Luzon, maraming mga surplus of are ready for occupancy RFO unit, and then the developer are using it into a rent-to-own scheme or lease with option to buy after 2 years, no? So, careful. The only way, pag may contest on the concern on the legality, the next level is after pag hindi nagkasundo sa developer level is iangat sa DSUD, DHSUD, no? To help interpret on that. So very important technical notes. If the developer clearly state in the contract that equity is not covered by Masada law, okay ba yan? The clause cannot override the law. Law prevails over contract. Yan ang totoo. Okay? So, but actual applications still depend on mga nakasulat. As I mentioned, if nakasulat doon yung mga allowable deduction pag nag-cancel, no? So, kaya very important, read carefully, line by line, your contract to sell. If you cannot understand, have your licensed broker help interpret, or if still legally jargon yan, mahirap maintindihan, now, ask a legal explanation or ask from a developer perspective to explain it in a layman's term na dali maintindihan. Okay? So, this is no? Professional advice to the brokers and to the agents. Never say you will get 50% refund automatically. Never use that word. Kasi instead, under Masada law, you may be entitled to a protection. But let's review your contract and payment history. Again let's review your contract, the signed contract, and your payment history. Sabi ko nga, baka 30 months, pero yung nabayaran hanggang 22 months lang or hanggang 23 months lang, no? So, review natin. So that keep you buyer, broker, agents in a safe legal way. Let's not step on the shoes of the lawyer. We're not lawyer. Okay? But bigyan lang natin ng tulong, positive support yung buyer natin. Lalo na ngayon na example, may GERA, daming na pinauwi. So hindi na makabayad yung mga nagbenta sa OFW ngayon sa Middle East. Stop work, etc. Walang sahod. Baka mag-compound na yung mga hindi mabayaran na equity. Kaya, tamang-tama ang topic natin ngayon. So, disclaimer lang. So, this presentation tonight is for educational purpose only. And it does not constitute legal advice. The application of laws, including the Masada law, depends on the specific terms and contract and the circumstances. Participants are advised to review your contract to sell and consult DSUD for any clarification. So, or a qualified real estate lawyer if necessary. Okay, so again, good evening everyone. This is your broker, Samuel Lau. So